Recently, the new Transformers movie was released, and while its title is quite simple, it carries a lot of meaning. Transformers 1 has come to change the landscape, and I believe it could open a new universe of Transformers with this design style. If you're someone who likes Transformers but doesn't know much about it, stick around so we can evaluate this new movie together. The first thing we need to say about this new project is that it's going to be very different from what we're used to seeing in the movies. For several years now, we've been presented with realistic films that also include human characters. Additionally, the TV series has always been in 2D, although we know there have been a few attempts at 3D animation series, but the results in terms of image quality haven't been that great. This is exactly what makes this movie so different. It's not a live-action film, it's an animated movie that looks real due to its design style. The textures, lighting, and colors look very realistic, but all the animation and character movements resemble those of children's characters. This is significant because the movie is aimed at a younger audience, which is why they've included a lot of comedy. This aspect hasn't been well received by many adult fans of the franchise, since we know that Transformers has the potential to be a serious, adult-oriented project. We've seen this in all the films released over the years, especially in the most recent one that featured those robotic animals. However, we must understand that Transformers has always been a franchise for a younger audience, and there's never been a movie of this magnitude made specifically for them. Even so, I believe that adults can also enjoy this film because it tells the story we've been hearing for many years in all the previous movies, the story of the Transformers' home planet. Additionally, we also learn about the backstory of Optimus Prime and how his rivalry with Megatron began, as Megatron also appears in this movie. Both characters are part of a team that must defeat some villains, though I can't give you too much information about them in this first video. Perhaps only the franchise's most dedicated fans already know who they are. Throughout the story, we'll see how these characters began to transform. While many of us thought they always had the ability to transform, it turns out this ability has an origin. Another important character we'll see here is Bumblebee, who we've loved since the first Transformers movie, even though he didn't have a voice and spoke very little. In this movie, we'll love him even more because here, he does have a voice, although I can't reveal yet whether they'll show us the exact moment when he loses it. In my opinion, I think he was one of the best characters in the movie, but those expecting a very serious film might not like it because he has the most jokes. In conclusion, we can say that this new Transformers movie is going to take a very different and exclusive path. Normally, animated films have been based on heavily deformed characters to make them more comedic, but here, they've created more realistic-looking characters, even though the animation style is similar to other movies in this category. I think Transformers needed a fresh take because so many realistic films have been made that people were getting tired of this type of movie within the franchise, and Transformers 1 offers a new path to explore. Moreover, I think it could open the door to other movies that might need a realistic design style but can afford to include more comedic animation. If you enjoy 3D animated movies, like this video and subscribe to the Wizard Multiverse.